In my younger years, I was much more involved in parish activities. I would go to the carnivals. I would volunteer time for this, that, and the other thing. They'd have afternoons of recollection and prayer, and all these different things, Bible studies, you name it. They had all sorts of things going on, and I would engage in these things. And as a single man, I enjoyed mixing with people of all sorts. It was just something that I thought was interesting. And every now and then, someone would say, "Oh, woe is me, I'm passing through the dark night of the soul." And they would give me this, I'd listen to this story about how they're experiencing all these woes and God's testing them, and they're going through these trials. And it's basically what they like to call the dark night of the soul. Now, if you know anything about Catholic mysticism, that term was coined by St. John of the Cross, a contemporary of St. Teresa of Avila. And they are what we consider mystics in the church, because they took prayer, I don't know if I should say to a deep level or a high level, because it was very deep interiorly, but it's a very lofty point that they rose to. And at some point, you go through different stages in prayer, and at some point you reach something that St. John of the Cross called the dark night of the soul. And I can guarantee you, when these people talk about that, or mention that, I think I'd have to give them a pass, because I really don't know what they're talking about. The dark night of the soul is a profound experience that is, to use the word again, experienced by very few people. And it is a purification process that only people that have gone through these levels of contemplation first will attain. And if you're running around saying, "Oh, it's my dark night of the soul," well, you're trivializing something that is extremely profound and very deep. It's worthy of digging into and recognizing that Catholic mysticism goes extremely deep. There are different stages that you pass through, and it really does require a spiritual director to make sure that Satan doesn't get you tripped up into believing false things or going down the wrong road. But Catholic mysticism is deeper than anything I've ever seen from anyone else. By anyone else, I mean any other religion. They talk about the mystics in this religion and those mystics there and all this kind of stuff. You know what, brother? You don't know what mysticism is. In the truest sense of the word, mysticism, it reaches so deep where the soul becomes so united to God, it transcends everything else. And God is not a cosmic consciousness or some kind of universal energy or something. God is a person. Not a person as we are, but he is a being, and it's a relationship with that being. You don't have a relationship with energy or some stupid idea like that. This is God, the true God, the one who made everything, and union with him is beyond everything else. And that is where Catholic mysticism will take the willing soul, and it's profoundly different from every other experience. So anyhow, I just want to clarify that, I suppose. Don't go running around saying, "Oh, it's my dark night of the soul." It's probably not. And the people that know, I don't mean to be uncharitable, but you sound like an idiot. So don't talk like that unless you really know what you're talking about. Thank you. God bless you.